So, firstly, what's your name and what brought you out here today?
My name is April, and I'm out here today because, having lived and grown up in the United States, I am horrified of what is happening there. Friends of mine who live there say that every day, multiple times a day, the most outrageous statements. I want that Sharpie taken out of Trump's hand. I'm tired of him signing executive orders on an emergency act when there is no emergency except the one in the White House.
And what does democracy mean to you? When I say that word, what images does it conjure?
It means that people have a voice and they can protest without being manhandled, arrested, having tear bombs thrown at them. Democracy is about people having a vote, and people, democracy is has evolved, but the most important thing is that the United States is a country of immigrants. We wouldn't be there if we hadn't come from other countries. None of us, most of us wouldn't be here. And we took the land. The United States is not perfect at all and never has been, but this is the worst I've ever seen in my lifetime. I can't believe that senators are being wrestled to the ground, that House of Representatives can't defend a mayor, that people are being shut down left and right. They're silencing it. They're imitating North Korea and Russia.
And what do you say to the people who say, what are you worrying about? The defense of the Constitution will hold, and perhaps to the people who are no longer really seeing the value of democracy?
Because the leader of the country is ignoring and transgressing the Constitution, left and right. He doesn't pay. I don't even know if he's ever read it, if he's ever heard of it, if he's ever thought about it. He is just doing what Project 25 has told him to do. They must have written scripts for 8 years before he got elected again. I really feel he's even being used because he doesn't articulate any kind of stance. There's nothing sensible or comprehensive about what he's saying.
And in one sentence, do you have a message for him and his ilk?
Yes, Donald Trump, I'd like you to go back to Florida and play golf. I wish you no harm, but I wish you out of that White House and take the clowns with you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Musk didn't acquire his wealth in South Africa. He came over to America to do that. But that opportunity should be afforded everyone. Not that everyone has to be a billionaire, but the access, the information, the resources that Elon Musk has access to, that should be accessible to every person who is an American.
Thank you very much indeed. You have a good day.
Thanks.
Alrighty, so what's your name and where you come from? What are you doing here today?
My name is Cinnamon Bear, and I live in Cambridge, England, and I am here as a former Floridian fighting for my values.
What are your values?
Well, I stand with LA. I stand with the LGBTQ community. I stand with immigrants because I am one. I stand with humanity. This is not acceptable and I dissent.
And when I say democracy and when I say freedom, what images do those words conjure in your mind?
Well, I am from Florida. I'm from the States. To me, it's all about community. It means we all come together, we support each other, we vote for who we want to lead us, and they lead with us in mind, and that's not happening.
And what do you have to say to people who are losing their faith with democracy?
Hang in there, fight. We've got to fight. It was never free, we got to fight.
And do you have a message to send to the autocrats and the tyrants of the world?
Oh, not that's publishable. How about flourish, dream, thrive?
Thank you very much indeed. Have a wonderful day. So, what are your guys' names and why are you here?
Andy and Catherine. We live in Oxford. We're Americans, and we're rather alarmed with what's going on.
We want to do what we can.
Yeah, this is what we can do from afar.
And the state of the United States at the moment, the state of the political discourse. What are your thoughts? Is that why you're here?
I'm just very sad about it. And I think personally, I've thought a lot, how did we get so divided? I think social media has a big part to play in that, is that we just all got stuck into our own little bubbles and we don't know how to get out. I'm trying to reach out to my friends and try to say, and to listen to them, and hopefully they'll listen to me as well.
The whole society seems to have been going down a very dangerous path. It's not just America. We lived in Turkey for 30 years and watched the slow destruction of democracy there, and we've watched it in other countries, in Hungary, and religious nationalism seems to be taking over the globe. As you see Hindu nationalism in India, Islamic nationalism in a lot of countries. Protestant nationalism is what Trump and his friends are all about, but Orthodox nationalism is the key in Russia and Hungary, in other countries. It's just a very dangerous combination, and it destroys the country, it damages the nation, and as Christians, for us, it's just anathema to hear the words of Jesus so badly abused and misused.
And when I say democracy, what images does it conjure in your mind, and what does it mean to you?
Growing up in the States and being told how wonderful it was that we all had a voice and that we could disagree, but we could come up with something that would work for everybody. That's the ideal, and I see it all just eroding into kind of just selfishness and power.
Yeah, respectful disagreement, willingness to make compromise, to find common ground, a space where everybody can live rather than the majority being destructive of everyone else. Majoritarian abuse is part of what seems to be taking over the world these days, and there's no way a country can survive with that.
And do you have anything, message to send to the autocrats, to the dictators of the world?
Oh. Take a look at your heart. Does it feel good? What do you how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to face your maker? There's time to repent.
Self-interest doesn't end well. It just doesn't. We do better together. We really do. It sounds really nice in the short term, but the long-term end for dictators globally, historically, has almost never been beautiful.
Okay, so who are you and why are you here?
I am an American citizen. I live abroad in London, England for 20 years. And I saw these people with these beautiful California flags, and I had to come over to congratulate them for representing one of the lead resistance of Trump, and to say Padilla and Newsom are doing us proud.
That's wonderful. And you're dressed as Lady Liberty today?
Yes, liberty is, as you know, the right to have freedom under a regime, or in any government. It is the right to be who you are within a governmental system, and to be free to express yourself and to live freely. And that is what we need to do, because right now we are actually seeing our government become unfree and a dangerous place, and heading toward an autocracy, which is terrifying. And to have the military brought in over the rule and to ignore the Constitution is terrifying. And it is something that England and London has seen before, and it is aware on a world stage that the world is watching and hoping that the Republicans can stand up and actually grow a spine and stand up to the next tyrant.
And what do you have to say to those in the democracies who are losing their faith in democracy itself?
Well, democracy is built on the idea of faith. You have to show up for democracy to work, you have to educate yourself, you have to show up, and you do so peacefully, and you do so consistently, and it is important to do it, otherwise you will get rolled over, and the next thing you'll wake up and you won't have any of the rights that you have today.
And do you have a message to send to the dictators of the world?
I actually would rather not speak to them. I'd rather speak to the people that should speak up against them, and to believe that we can be good people, that we can be a free country, and that we can look after each other, and that there is enough for everyone. So to be better human beings, to be democratic, to be educated, is more important than personal greed, ambition, and power.
Thank you very much indeed. Have a wonderful day.
Indeed, thank you.
Okay, what's your name and why are you here?
My name's Mark, and I'm here basically because I'm opposed to the Trump administration and trying to support democracy in the U.S., which is severely at stake.
Are you an American citizen?
I sure am, proudly so.
And what's your field of work?
I'm in biotechnology.
And how has the Trump administration's attack on academia affected your work?
Basically, anybody who does fundamental research in healthcare or any other sciences in the U.S. is substantially impacted by this, and it's basically causing a whole generation of young scientists in the U.S. to not have a path forward, and it's a disaster for all of us in the United States and elsewhere. It's really a tragedy.
I am sorry to hear that. Talking about values and norms, when I say democracy to you and freedom, what images does it conjure in your mind? What do these words mean to you, and what's their value?
Every person is respected, every person has autonomy, everybody has responsibility to take care of their community.
And to those who are perhaps losing faith in democracy and the value of freedom, what do you say to them?
Persevere. Persevere. That's the answer.
And to the dictators and the autocrats of the world?
Their time will come. These things pass, and those who think that they're there for 1,000 years, doesn't work out that way. These things pass.
Thank you very much indeed. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your name and why are you here today?
My name is Allison, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, and we're traveling here in the UK, and I couldn't miss this opportunity to stand up for democracy.
So you're on holiday?
Yes,
And you came to a protest?
absolutely.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
What does democracy mean to you?
It means freedom for everyone, no matter what color you are, where you're from. Freedom to speak the truth, freedom to speak truth to power.
And when you say freedom, or when somebody says freedom to you, what kind of images does it conjure in your mind?
Not what's going on in my country right now.
And with regards to that, if you had anything to say to those who are potentially losing their faith in democracy and losing their understanding of freedom, what would it be?
To stand up, to be in community with others, and to stand up for our values. Right now, your political values are your moral values.
And do you have anything to say to the autocrats and the dictators of the world?
I don't know if I could use foul language, but they can fuck off.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. So, JP, what brought you out here today?
This is the movement of our lifetimes, and it's time for us to step up and be present.
And you're an American citizen?
Yes.
Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Boston, and I never thought as a gay man I wouldn't feel comfortable in my own home anymore.
What's changed in Boston to make you feel uncomfortable with that?
Boston is not Florida or Texas, but it's also not it's also the movement of the federal government is moving in a direction that makes it feel more and more charged every day.
And when I say democracy, what images does that conjure? What does that mean to you?
For me, it's always been the people, leadership that believed in something greater than itself, and that's not what we're seeing currently.
And do you have a message to send to autocrats, to authoritarians, to oligarchs, and to people who don't believe in democracy anymore?
The people are angry. The inequity is large, and people are starting to notice.
JP, thank you.
Thank you.
I really want a picture of yours.